StiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here, because I almost lost it. Today is Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Shit, I don't know. Today's Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. And this is episode number 1064 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello, hi, how you doing? Welcome in. Let's see. Hold on. Let me post. All right. I've got to get back into posting the show. I have been derelict in my duties. So back on my shit right there. All right. Welcome in. We have a lot to discuss. Making sure I wasn't on mute. We have plenty to discuss today with a short time to get it done. I mean, I can tell you why. You probably don't give a fuck. One, more computer issues. I know. Shocker. This time, though, it booted, but the goddamn vMix software that I'm running wouldn't start. It just froze, and it was a pain in the ass. Also, I had to do some personal shit. We weren't going to start on time today anyways. I know. Shocker. But I had to get some shit taken care of that I didn't get to on Monday. So that's done. Hopefully. We don't have to revisit that. So yeah, it's been a busy day. But I was determined. I was like, you know what? We got too many birthdays. We got too much shit to discuss. I'm not missing this. So here we are. We're doing it. Also, I'm going to get you guys. So this is what we're talking about today. We're going to do some headlines. Got the roast of Kevin Hart. I'm going to give you my 2 pennies on that. Got more road stories for you from my trip last week, and I'm gonna get y'all's input, get your not feedback. You're gonna help me decide who to bet on tonight. It's game 2 in Spurs Thunder, and there's some enticing things here with this line, so we're gonna get to that as well. Plus, when you see the question marks, that means whatever in the hell y'all want to do, whatever y'all want to talk about, we can get to it. No, I didn't get crabs on the cruise, John Dorier. Kiss my entire ass. I did not get crabs. That is a rumor started by Francisco. Okay, he didn't start that. You did, jackass. Hopefully I got the chat thing fixed. I spent some time this morning trying to get this shit fixed and ready to go for the show. Let me see if I can put AJB up. Is the Twitch not working? Somebody just put a quick comment on Twitch just so I can make sure that it's working. Let me see if I can put my sweet Donna up. Yes. And AJB. Yes. Daddy fixed it. All right, let's see who I see here. Oh. Okay, Alex put in a comment. He said, Total Dallas, you SOB. Crabs are real, but I don't have them, John. Thank you, Donna. All right, we've double checked it. We've verified. We've checked our straps. What do they say? Oh, cross-checked and verified. Yeah, that's just like that. All right, what's up to Jesus? Hey, man, thank you for resubscribing for 22 months. You, sir, you're next to godly. That's what you are. All right. 5-stream streak, too. Get it, Jesus. Let's see. So here for you to hate. That's Jesus. He's in. John Dorier is here. Alex Villanueva is in the building. What up, Swarm? Who else? I got John Uriel Villanueva. The Villanueva boys ride again. There they go. Let's see. My sweet Donna is in on the Twitches and the YouTubes. Over on YouTube, we got Chuck. What up, Chuck? We got Chuck in the building, and AJB, Aaron J. Bryant, is hanging out with us over there on the YouTubes as well, along with Donna. So, rocking and rolling. Let's get to it. We back like 8-track. Ha, that's nice. I dig that. Yeah, I remember 8-track. You probably aren't old enough. Don't mess with the Congo soccer camp in South Houston. Outbreak of Ebola. Are you serious? Damn. That's crazy. Man, this Ebola is going to be everywhere. Why is my nose so red? That must be from my breathe right strip. Sometimes if you take them off too fast, it fucks your nose up. Yeah, that looks like I got a pimple. Wow, hey! Nice. Zoe Pierre, 13. Thank you for the follow. What's up? Tell CC don't go over there. Yeah, tell CC definitely don't go over there. Can't trust that. All right, so we got plenty to get to. We're going to talk about today's sports headlines. Yo, P. Randizzle. What's up, Mr. Dizzle? Said 49-month anniversary. Where's my fucking cake? Is it really 49? What does you mean 49-month anniversary? You and your wife been together for 49 months? I'm confused. All right, so we got shit to do today and a short time to get it done. All right, we got a lot to do. Let's get to our headlines, and then I'm going to give you my 2 pennies on the roast of Kevin Hart. We're going to dive right into that. And before we get out of here, I do want to get your advice, and we'll do a poll, and you guys can get on my poll, and we're going to vote on what you think I should put my money on as far as the Spurs Thunder game tonight. Okay, so we're gonna get to that. But when I logged in, it told me that was my oh no shit. Nice. I got you something. It's a hair. That's all I got. All right, that was gross. Let's get to our headlines. Come on. All right, here's your sports headlines for the day. Hey, guess what? Aaron Rodgers is going to play again. Yeah. You know, the Steelers are like, oh, for fuck's sake, just let us move on already. You move on so we can move on. Jeez, go to the light, Aaron. Go to the light. I mean, he's not dying, but might as well. He's that old. So Aaron Rodgers says he'll retire after this season. This is it. And I think he's saying that and doing that because he wants his flowers over 17 games, 18 weeks. That's what I think. I don't think this is one of those, I've been mulling it over. It was like, I mean, we did all right last year, but I just kind of want to go and get all this love and adoration showered upon me city by city. And it's like, just go away, bro. Just you've been great. You've been wonderful. You've been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL in your tenure. But just go away. Just go away. I mean, his numbers, I looked them up. Numbers weren't great last year. They weren't awful, but they were the worst of his career outside of seasons where he was injured. He had 3,322 yards passing over 16 games. To give you an idea, his best season was 44-42 back in 2018. So 1,100 yards difference. He hasn't thrown for 4,000 yards since 2021. He threw for 3,600 his last year in Green Bay. Obviously 0 his first year with the Jets. Threw for 3,800, almost 3,900, 3,897. Threw for 3,900 yards in his first full season with the Jets, 2024. And then regressed to 3,300 yards last year. He averaged 6.7 yards per pass, had a 94.8 QB rating. So the numbers aren't terrible. Completed 65.7% of his passes, which is the best since his second to last year in Green Bay. So, I mean, that was 2021. He threw for he completed 68.9%. I mean, his career average is 65.1. So that's not terrible. But the other numbers just down. 498 attempts. That's low. He had 584 his last year with the Jets. So remember though, they were a run-oriented team by design, I think, too. Ball control, let the defense win the game. Don't let Aaron hurt you. Although 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I mean, he's thrown double-digit interceptions 4 times in his career. That's it since 2005. Now, the first 3 seasons, he didn't play much. He played in 3, 2, and 2. That was the Favre years. But starting in 2008, when he was a starter, he had 13 interceptions that year. And then in 2010, he had 11. And then he didn't hit double-digit interceptions again until he left Green Bay his last year, 12. And then with the Jets, he had 11. So 7 interceptions. Not bad. I mean, he's taking care of the ball and stuff, but it's just, he's 42. He'll be 43 in December. Yeah, just call it, bro. But he's going to get his flowers. He's going to get his little, his 2 cents, I guess, his flowers and his, what am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? His love, his adoration, whatever. He's going to get his going away party. And the Steelers are going to suffer for it. One more year. Which I feel like now at this point, you're just wasting TJ Watt years. Why are you screaming at me, cat? It's not even time to eat yet. It's not even close. Yo, B. Hanning with the 20 stream streak. Yeah, farewell tour. That's right. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, B. Hannon. Farewell tour. You are correct, sir. All right, so that's one of your headlines. Another one, LIV Golf is trying to pitch a new model amid bankruptcy reports. There's rumors out there that they're going to be filing for bankruptcy. The Saudi group that sponsored or backed the LIV Golf, which was the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, they're like, you're done. Fuck you, Hunter. You're done. Yeah, look up that reference. They've pulled their money out. They announced April 30th that they will not do so beyond this season. They will not sponsor or, fund the circuit beyond this season. So CEO Scott O'Neill is looking for just a cool $250 million, $250 million to keep the league alive. I remember when it came out, everybody was like, oh, they can't fail. Oh, man, this is the death of the PGA. Every dumbass in America was saying that. I'm the dumbass. I was, my point was, hey, look, when you think that you're the only one, you're the big kid on the block and no one can take you down. And my point was, like, leagues like the UFC, the NFL's pretty safe. But it was like, it could be done. With enough money, anyone can do it. The problem is, I think, just my opinion, but I think the mindset going into it was, oh, it's the Saudis. We'll just spend all the money. Whatever happens, happens. We don't have to worry about being profitable. So we'll just, be silly with the money. It's the Saudis. They print money. And then the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund was like, hey, no more. You're done. Nope. So it's going to be interesting. All those PGA defectors that went over there, I think so many of them are back now. I think they're back. But let's see. The PIF reportedly spent more than $5 billion funding the league the past 5 seasons, with much of the money being used to pay guaranteed contracts worth more than $100 million to star golfers such as Bryson DeChambeau, Jon Rahm, Dustin Johnson, and others. PIF's investment is expected to reach more than $6 billion by the end of the season. That's crazy. That's crazy. Brooks is back. Okay, so Koepka's back. Wow. At LIV Golf's tournament in Virginia earlier this month, Rahm revealed that he has multiple years left on his contract, adding that he doesn't, quote, see many ways out of the deal. DeChambeau's contract with LIV Golf expires at the end of this season. He suggested to ESPN in Virginia that the PGA Tour is prepped to hit him with severe penalties if he wants to come back. DeChambeau added that he would consider playing only in tournaments that want him while growing his YouTube channel if LIV Golf folds and he couldn't return to the PGA Tour. Look, you know, they were like, hey, we're going with the money. Take that, PGA. The PGA was like, okay, we'll see you. We'll see you. And then LIV Golf was like, yeah, this is too much. We're out. But look, ain't nobody feeling sorry for these cats that got these guaranteed deals. I mean, they're making oodles of money off the Saudis. So dirty money, but it's money nonetheless. Those dudes coming back are paid as fuck, though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, the PGA wants to hit them with fines. They're probably like, bro, this is stripper money you're fining me. That's whatever. But the crazy thing is, like, these guys are golfers. They want to golf. That's what they do. And, you know, it sucks. It sucks. But, yeah, you know, you took that chance. You took that leap. I don't know that I blame them, though. If you're throwing, you know, I don't know what the guarantee was for each. But if you're throwing that kind of money at me, I'm taking it. I ain't going to make that the PGA anytime soon. Let's see who had the highest guaranteed, oh my God, contract in LIV Golf. Phil Mickelson, approximately $200 million. Brooks Koepka, between $100 and $130 million. Dustin Johnson, $125 million. Bryson DeChambeau, $125 million. Blah, blah, blah. That's crazy. So that's what, two. So Koepka's around 100 to 130. We'll call it 125 like the rest, right? So that's $375 million just between Koepka, Dustin Johnson, and Bryson DeChambeau. 375 plus Mickelson's 200. So that's $500 million in 4 golfers. That's crazy. What did Jon Rahm? Jon Rahm got 300 million. What? Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, okay, my bad. Jon Rahm 300, Phil Mickelson 200, Koepka 130, Johnson 130, Bryson DeChambeau 125. No, I'm sorry, Johnson 125, DeChambeau 125. So that's $850 million. $850 million for 5 guys. That's crazy. No wonder they're broke. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It says this year there's 20 million up for grabs. Wait, how old is this? Oh, this was April of 2025. There's 20 million up for grabs in the individual portion of the 54-hole tournaments, 5 million in the team competition. For any given event, the winner takes home 4 million, with the runner-up pocketing 2.25 million. Third place wins 1.5, and fourth place wins $1 million. That's just crazy. This is insane. So LIV is like, well, we're plotting. We continue to see great momentum on the court. Oh, shut up. You're hemorrhaging money. Hemorrhaging money. So like we continue to see great momentum on the course with support through 2026. We're looking at a go forward plan. Good luck. $850 million. That's crazy. That's just insane. Hey, what up, Cisco? Never late when you're here, buddy. They're not scrambling from tourney win to tourney win. Yeah, that's true, P. Randizzle. That's 1,000% true. They're just like, yep, bitch, I'm paid. I'm paid. Suck it. And then you got to count endorsements. You got to count winnings. Pretty wild. Deanna said, Barry, have you talked about the MVP event on Netflix? Jake Paul says the UFC is on notice. No, but I did see Dana White get into it a little bit. Let me see. MVP event, Netflix. Partnered to host a blockbuster live MMA event in the Intuit Dome in Inglewood on May 16. Also, it already happened. Historic broadcast peaked with nearly 17 million global viewers and featured a highly anticipated super fight between Rousey and Gina Carano. Yeah, Gina Carano, I heard, had to lose like 130 pounds to make weight. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see. MVP says 12.4 million watched Rousey headlined MMA card. Netflix is reporting 17. So those numbers are way off. Let's see. To give you an idea, the roast of Kevin Hart got like almost 14, I believe. So, yeah. Look, it's one thing to say, oh, they're on notice. Oh, I'm watching this Rousey fight right now. I keep hearing a beep. Who got armbarred? Rousey armbarred Carano, huh? Oh, yeah. Damn near broke her arm off. Shit. That didn't last long. Wow. That went quick. So Rousey immediately goes for the takedown in the fight. Carano tries to get her in a guillotine choke. Rousey pops her head out. Little ground and pound, grabs the arm. Pop! Done. That didn't last long at all. Was that the first round? Good Lord. 17-second armbar. So here's the thing. I'll give you my 2 cents on it. This will be our whatever topic. I'll give you my 2 cents on this. This is how this goes, right? MVP says they're coming for the UFC. The UFC is on notice. It's hard for me to take that serious. And if I'm Dana White, I'm not scared because you had to go and get 2 fighters that are past their prime if I'm Dana White, that my organization has discarded as not useful anymore, as not necessary, not elite. And that's who you're putting to headline your card. And the fights might have been good. Amos said all the fights were good. And that's great. But here's the problem. You can't, if you don't have the best, we just got through talking about LIV. And they paid a lot of money for 5 golfers. And that's it. And if they try that, the MVP will be the LIV of MMA. I'd like to buy a vow. Jesus. But you just saw it. You just saw what happens when you don't have the best of the best. We've seen it with the USFL. We've seen it with the Arena Football League, with the Canadian Football League. You saw it with the NFL Europe. You see it in any sport. If you don't have the best of the best in your league, you're never going to overtake the big dog. Remember Strikeforce, Bellator? All these have, at one time or another had great fighters, put on great fights. I mean, hell, Legacy MMA. But they just didn't have the best of the best. They end up becoming feeder organizations for the big dog. The play here is not, we're going to overtake the UFC. You can't. It's just unless you can get 50% of their roster to defect, good luck. And maybe they can, but I doubt it. But the play is to do what every organization just about has done. Build it up enough so that they just buy you out. That's the play. That's the money play. Let's build it up. We'll give them a run for their money. We'll make them, we'll move the needle a little, and then they'll just buy us and make us go away. And we'll get filthy rich off of it. That's the play. And all the fighters that defect, now they can't go back because Dana White is a vindictive son of a gun. Oh, wow. I just saw who fought on the card. Let's see. Let's see. A lot of old UFC guys on the card. Yeah, Junior Dos Santos, Francis Ngannou, Mike Perry, Nick Diaz all fought. Jeez. Oh, my God. B. Hanna said Francis Ngannou looks like he still looks like a top 3 heavyweight. All right, like I didn't watch it. I mean, I guess I can watch it tonight or at some point this week and give you my 2 pennies on it. But let me see the full card. Let's see. Immediately following Saturday's event, which featured several former UFC stars and Rousey, Diaz, and heavyweight champ Francis Ngannou. Badarian told ESPN that MVP hopes to continue its partnership with Netflix beyond this debut, but the CEO also noted options including Amazon, Fox, and, quote, many others. They're just looking for money. They're just trying to get these people to bid against each other. But this is nothing more than, I mean, this is Jake Paul, and this is the Paul brothers in the MMA world. This is what this is. Nielsen, the industry standard TV reporting, does not independently verify the self-reported numbers by MVP, which reflects live +1 viewing. In addition to the 12.4 million viewership, MVP released a live gate figure of $2.2 million. I want the full card. Let's see. Diaz wants to fight everyone, but his next performance needs to be better. Not a shock to hear that. I mean, Gina Carano lost the house. She had to lose a ton of weight. MVP and Netflix hope they that one byproduct of it, however, is that we don't lose the Diaz-McGregor trilogy. But nobody wants to see that either at this point. I don't think. I mean, I've been out of the game for a while, but I wouldn't want to watch it. That would be like, that's like when, the Pacquiao, oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? Mayweather fight. Like it was at the point where no one cared anymore. Like I wanted that in their prime. So it's the same thing. This is all marketing. I just want you to know that. And the fights might have been good. It's hard to maintain with a bunch of old fighters, but it's marketing. That's all this is. Marketing and posturing by Jake Paul and MVP and everybody else. Dana White, I assure you, is not worried that hardcore MMA fans will leave. Because that's the thing. You can watch both, right? Like you can watch UFC fights and MVP fights. Gina was ripped. She's still hot. She was hot. She was like one of the hottest female fighters. I don't know why people ever said Ronda Rousey was hot. Ronda Rousey, I've always said this. Ronda Rousey was MMA hot. In as much as Danica Patrick was NASCAR hot. You saw Ronda Rousey or Danica Patrick on the street, you wouldn't be like, damn, Gina Carano was cute. hot. But now, I don't know. I know she was in, what's that Star Wars, The Mandalorian? Wasn't she in The Mandalorian? And then she almost got canceled for saying some racist shit or something like that. B. Hannon said it was super disorganized. Netflix struggles with sports. Well, duh. Oh, that's funny. Titan Hugo co-headline was the 2 losers to Jake Paul. That tells you something about his fights. It's crazy. Just crazy. They were more of a boxing league. Jake was just running his mouth per usual. Oh, yeah, 100%. But I guarantee you they're posturing. My point is this. My point is, if you think that the UFC has been put on notice, well, then schedule a fight up against one of theirs. They won't do that. I guarantee you they won't do that. Won't happen. Because the UFC will trounce them. Because no one wants to watch that horse shit. I mean, it's free, so that's nice, but you get what you pay for. Well, I mean, I guess the UFC is free now, too. Got a TV deal. You see Dana announced McGregor's coming back to the UFC during Francis Ngannou's walkout music. Not a shock. Dana knows what he's doing, man. That's the thing. Jake Paul wants to act like he's a... Dana White don't give a fuck. And you're not going to outmarket or outfox Dana White. You're just not. I don't think he's a great dude. I don't think he's terrible. But you're just not. Not going to happen. All right. Let me got that out of the way. I'll watch it. I'll try to watch it tomorrow. I'll put it on if it's still available. And I'll give you all my thoughts on that. But let's talk about something I did watch. The roast of Kevin Hart. I watched that while I was on the ship. I saw P. Ray Dizzle said something. Half of the quote roast was a roast. The other half was shit talking on a large platform, and they didn't care about hanging out together afterwards or ever again. That's kind of what a roast is, though, P. Randizzle. It's like it is part shit talking, and it's you know it's just saying awful shit about people and trying to be funny while you do it. And it can come across as a lot of different things. It can come across as hateful. It can come across as shit talking. It can come across as mean. It can come across as bad comedy, poor form, all those things. I thought it was exactly what a roast in its truest form should be and is. CC! Yeah! Love you, boo-boo. Thank you for resubscribing for 44 months. We just started talking about the roast of Kevin Hart. You're just in time. Now, a roast is by definition, and I'm being loose here with definition, you only roast the ones you love. And part of that is you roast everybody that's there. So nobody is off limits in the building, and pretty much nobody's off limits at all. And the whole point is to make to point out the person who's being roasted. It's to point out their flaws, their misgivings, and to make fun of them, those things, and to make fun of those things from the people on the dais as well. Now, he said, good, I don't have to watch it. I thought Tom Brady's roast was better, just my opinion. I've said before, I don't watch because they make me uncomfortable, though I enjoy being roasted. Here, Tom Brady roast was set the bar too high. I'll tell you, I think that this roast was more in line with a roast. Hear me out. In a true roast, in its purest form, you say awful shit. You don't hold back. You don't go, well, I'm not going to say that because that would hurt their feelings, or that would be mean, or that would be racist or bigoted or homophobic or misogynistic or whatever. None of that matters in a roast. That's what you have to understand. In a true and original roast, none of that matters. And everybody knows that going into it. But what happens is you get Bieber, you get even Brady. Hey, this is what's off limits. You start getting a list of things that are off limits. And once that starts, once the list of things that's off limits starts, it becomes a watered down version of a roast. And you saw that in the roast of Kevin Hart, that it was true to form because some of the jokes were super offensive. I mean, like, I was even like, oh, shit. That's crazy that they said that. There were George Floyd jokes. There were Charlie Kirk jokes. There was racist jokes. There was homophobia. There was everything. And the whole point is to be, Chuck said roasts are meant to offend. It's to be as dirty and as mean and as disgusting as possible in the guise of comedy and love. And you saw some people like, oh, I'm not going to go there. At one point, I think they even said, I know, Kevin, that, that they said your kids are off limits. And I was like, damn. That's kind of fucked up. It's one thing if a comic is like, I'm just not going to talk about his kids. I'll do other shit. But again, you lose a little bit of that. But I still love that they talked about his infidelity. The fact that he's never there for his family. You know what I mean? Like, he's always busy. And what I would be willing to bet what you didn't see was what you heard from the Brady roast, which was, there's plenty of abortion jokes, which was Tom was upset about a few jokes afterwards. He felt like they crossed a line. There is no line in a roast. In a true, pure roast, there is no line. So some of the jokes I thought the jokes were very well written, as offensive as they were. I thought that the way they were presented was a little awkward. And I think that's why the Tom Brady roast came off better than the Kevin Hart roast, is because everything seemed smoother at the Tom Brady roast, right? I mean, Nikki Glaser killed, Tony Hinchcliffe killed, a lot of people killed. And this one, I thought the roast was well written. I thought in as far as material goes, the material was better. Because here's what I need y'all to understand, okay? Before I go any further, here's what I need y'all to understand. They have a pool of writers, okay? These people don't write their own jokes. This is what happens in a roast, all right? You go out and you hire 10, 15, 20 writers, whatever. Everybody can hire their own to write jokes. But essentially what happens is the roast as a production has a staff of writers who writes jokes about every single person that is on the dais, that they know will be on the stage, that has RSVP'd to be in the building. So they literally just sit there and write jokes, as many jokes as they can think of. The meanest, most awful shit ever. They write these jokes and then they throw them in a bucket. And people will be like, oh, I'm going to do this one. I want that one. Because you could be like, hey, I don't have anything for Tony Hinchcliffe. They'd be like, no problem. Here's 15 Tony Hinchcliffe jokes that you could do. Take what you want. I'm going to take these two. Okay. So this is a group effort. Like I did a roast. Me and my buddy roasted each other in a, it was like a rap roast battle. We didn't really rap, me and Sun Tran, but we were sending each other jokes. Hey, say this about me. He was like, okay, say this about me. I was like, bro, I'm going to get canceled. He's like, it's a roast. I was like, you're right. So there's a lot of that goes on. Now, some of these guys will still write their stuff. They will write things, but they're like, I need some help on this person, or I might need this. Like, I think Shane Gillis wrote a lot of his stuff. In fact, there was only one joke that he said he regretted. And it was the joke about the bonsai tree. And when I heard that joke, I was like, holy fuck. That is crazy racist and funny in a roast setting. In the true form of a roast, that was a good roast joke. That's a really good roast joke. Would I ever tell that joke? Fuck no. Would I even think of a joke like that? Probably not. But that, in its purest form, was to me the quintessential roast joke for the evening. It had it checked all the boxes of what a roast joke is. Made fun of his height. It was racist. It was mean. It was hilarious. It was offensive. It was all the things. All the things. And he said he regretted that joke more than any other joke that he did. He was like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that joke. And what's crazy is he said he was doing it on his tour. He was doing the jokes did it in Boston and it killed. I'm like, well, yeah, it's a fucking racist city, bro. And look at your fan base. You're doing it in front of white bros. Of course they're going to laugh at it. Now, had you done it in front of a black crowd and seen their reaction, that would have given you a bit different. But to me, it's wild that you would even test your roast jokes out in a non-roast setting because it's not the same thing. It's like, okay, this is going to be offensive, but it's not the same. It's really hard to test roast jokes. What you also need to know is that before this got moved to Netflix, roast used to be like 5 hours, 6 hours straight. And Comedy Central would only take the best of the best, leave out the super offensive shit, take the moderately offensive and funny and package that into a 1 hour show. Run it after midnight or 10 p.m. so they could curse on a Friday or Saturday or whatever. And that was how people used to watch roasts. If you notice, the thing was like 2.5, almost 3 hours long. And I guarantee you, well, it was supposedly live, but I guarantee you there was still a lot of, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. We're going to cut this. We got to cut that. We got to make this under 3 hours. That's still a long time. I thought the writing was impeccable. I thought the jokes were what they should have been for the night and for the environment. A lot of people got offended. A lot of people felt like, hey, this joke was offensive. I didn't like that. I didn't like this. And I get it. But my point is, don't watch a roast then. Do like Total Dallas. Total Dallas says, I don't like roasts. They bother me. It hurts my feelings to see them making fun of people. I get that. I 100% get that. And if you're going to be offended, if you are potentially going to be offended by anything, you should not watch a roast. You just shouldn't. It's a roast, right? We're so used to now watching, like the Tony Hinchcliffe stuff or Kill Tony or these roast battles that you would see, or there's like You Look Like, which is a local roast thing that's really funny. They do it all over, but my buddy Will Loden runs You Look Like here, and it's a roast. But I did one of those with a great funny guy, and we had a blast. He told me I look like Bruce Willis, oh God, there were so many. I posted there's a link I think on my socials for it. He has so many funny jokes about me. But again, it was watered down. You know, it was not a true roast. It was like equate roasts. That's all the roasts you see now, all the shit you see on social media. It's not a roast. What you saw in the roast of Kevin Hart was as close to a roast that there has been, that at least that I've seen, since the early days of comedy and roasting at the Friars Club. So, you know, it's, and Walter, I love comedy, but roasts are my least favorite form, mainly because it's so obviously inauthentic. It is, but it also isn't. And here's why it isn't. It's a lot of times, you know, you would never say these things to your friends. And that's partly why they do the roast. This is like, okay, finally we get to talk about his ego, his infidelity, all of these things. We get to make fun of him. So I could see where it would come across as inauthentic, but it's really about poking fun at everybody. Everybody gets it. Nobody's above it. Nobody's below it. Nobody's, you know, everybody can get it. Everybody can be made fun of. And again, like I said, there's pools of jokes where people can, you know, grab a joke here or there, but there's some very creative things, I thought. What's her name that had she was telepathically communicating with his mom. I thought that was hilarious. Very clever. Very clever. Very clever way to do the roast. What I didn't like was that I felt like some of the stuff was just poorly delivered, specifically The Rock. That was too long. You talk about inauthentic, Walt. That was, you know, there were moments like when Kevin you could tell he went into acting mode. You know what I mean? Like he'd go, hey, you son of a bitch, don't you stop. It's like, come on, bro. Nobody believes you're really mad. I get that you're doing that, and it's funny when you do it, but it's also inauthentic to the process of the roast. Just sit there, smile, shut the fuck up. He shouldn't have had a mic anyways for that. It should have just been, I'm going to talk shit, and you're going to take it, because that's a roast. So, but the Rock thing I thought was corny, except when he put up a picture of his dad and Kevin's dad. I thought that was fucking hilarious. That was great. But a lot of this shit was kind of corny, and he was like, sit on my knee. I was like, get the fuck out of here. This is crazy. I thought Cheryl Underwood killed. I thought Tony Hinchcliffe killed. Pete Davidson had a great set. Yeah, I mean, I thought a lot of them did great. I really did. I thought a lot of them did really well. But it just wasn't as smooth as the roast of Tom Brady, and I think that's why that one feels better. But I'll just tell you my opinion from a jokes perspective. There was more true to form material in the roast of Kevin Hart, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Was it offensive? Absolutely. Like, Amos said I could have done without the George Floyd and Charlie Kirk jokes. Totally understand that. Pierre said, I guess my point was that Chelsea Handler and Hinchcliffe battle was not done in jest. Oh. Let's see, where did you say what was the last thing you said? Oh. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, there's some, you know, there's some theatrics to it, right? There's some theater to it. And there's also some bad blood. Don't think for a second that everybody up there loved each other. This is definitely not true. And that's what comics are, petty like that. We're very petty people. And so you'll see somebody on stage and be like, I hate this bitch. Or she'll be like, I hate this sorry motherfucker. So, yeah. And you now's a chance for you to get it out. Get it out. The Regina Hall bit was weird. I liked it. Loved Draymond getting booed. Yeah, I thought, like, I could have done without Draymond even being there. You could have had another comic do the roast instead. What up, Rudy Rod? B. Hannon said, I thought Cat Williams was weak also. I enjoyed it. I think it was good for them to bury the hatchet. Honestly, I thought Kevin Hart's was not great. And his is supposed to be the best, but they're usually not because they're longer, right? And, you know, this one had more theatrics and he was thanking his sponsors. And I know that was supposed to be funny, but it was just kind of like, So you had to sit through the fucking Rock and then you had to sit through Kevin Hart's bullshit. But up until that, I thought everything else was pretty phenomenal, honestly. Especially material-wise. But again, I look at it from a little bit different lens. I'm not saying, oh, you guys don't know and I do. I just go into it with a different idea and a different lens. You know, it's like if you were, let's say we were, you know, downtown and there's a building and we're all like, oh, we're like, that's a cool building. Like, I don't really like this. I don't like, if one of you was an architect, you would look at that building through a different lens. The rest of us might be like, it ain't that pretty. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's all right. But as an architect, you might be like, oh yeah, but you know, if you think about the foundation and this and that. So that's, again, I'm not saying your opinions are wrong by any stretch. I'm just saying I watch a roast. I watch a comedy special. I watch comedy a lot different. It's kind of like how I watch sports now because of doing sports talk. I don't fan out as much as I used to. It sucks, but I watch now a little more analytically. But especially like comedy. I don't really enjoy comedy much anymore. I still watch it, but I don't get the same thrill that I used to before I started doing it. Because now I'm like, I know where this is going. I know where that's, you know what I mean? I'm trying to guess the punchline. I'm looking at it differently. I don't know. So, but it was, I thought, don't get me wrong, the roast of Tom Brady was phenomenal. But I just felt like this was more of a true roast. Usher was whack. I do agree. If you are a surfer, you look at the ocean differently. Facts. That's very true. That's a great way to put it, B. Hannon. So before we get out of here, and if y'all have any other, I'll do the road stories tomorrow, and we can pick up the Kevin Hart thing. But I wanted to lay a bet on tonight's basketball game. So, fuck, I still didn't do the damn it, I didn't get to the birthdays again. And it's Jenny's mom's birthday. Shit. Cheryl Underwood got roasted about her husband killing himself. Yep. And that tells you something. Shane Gillis had jokes about it, and like, it was like, no big deal. She was laughing. I mean, I'm sure she was like, Jesus. But you know, when you sign up, you're like, they're gonna talk shit about X, Y, and Z. They just are. Cece said, done. You done, Cece? I know how you bet. All right, so here is what I'm looking at. All right. Spurs Thunder tonight. I'm on the fence here. Here's why. Spurs are, oh man, it went up. It was 7.5 when the show started. Within an hour, we've lost the hook. It's now 8. It's gone up. Thunder favored by 8 now. And I was going to buy the Spurs at 7.5. But I also like, because buying the Spurs at 8, you're not making it. I mean, it's a minus 110, right? But if you money line the Spurs, that's a plus 220. So it's a little riskier because they have to win outright. And I think they can. But taking the +8 is safer. Yeah. Oh, Rudy Ross had no word on Fox playing. That's a good point there. Let's see. Let's check the injuries real quick. Game time decision. Darren Fox, David Jones Garcia, Thomas Sorber is, what is OFS? Oh, out. Out for series. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I was like, what the hell? But here's the thing, man. This is what I'm looking at. If you go to, let's just pull up the Spurs here. And where to go? Shit. Let me see if they have. Oh, hush. There we go. Regular season. They played 5 times in the regular season. The Spurs won 4 of those. Game 1, I don't know where was that. Game 2 was at San Antonio. Spurs won. They won at OKC. They lost at OKC, and then they won at San Antonio. So they won. Where was that first one at? December 13. Oh, that was the Cup Finals. Okay, but that was played where? I think that was played. Oh, that was the Cup semifinals. And that was played in OKC. So another win on the road. Wasn't that played in OKC? Yeah. No, that was played in Vegas. My bad. Okay, so that was neutral site. So they beat them neutral site by 2. And then, yeah. Hush. Then they went 3-1. They went 2-0 at home, 1-1 on the road. They were pretty opposite games of each other. 117-102, 119-98. And you got 122-115 in game 1. And it took overtime. So, I guess I'll lean the 8. I like the 8. Although, if you look at it, margin of victory, when OKC wins, they won by 11. That's the only one they won, though. It's the only time they beat them so far. Yeah, shit. But yeah, Darren Fox being out. Maybe I should just avoid this. Yeah, the Spurs kicked our doors in this year. That's fine. OKC will handle where it matters. Sending them home and moving on to the finals. What up, Heartthrob? OKC Dynasty could be short-lived if they got to deal with Spurs every year. Yeah, no shit. Everybody could be short-lived. Wes is going to be just a beast for years. All right, so what are we thinking? Take the 8. Damn, now it moved to -115. Shit. It was just -110. God damn it. All right, maybe I shouldn't bet on this game. You know what? That's a sign. It's not good money. Fuck it. All right, we're not betting on the game then. It's not worth the risk. All right, okay, let's see. I think I got everything in. Yeah, all right. See, sometimes the best bet is the one you don't make. Sometimes I'll do that. I'm just like, I got to bet. That's when you have a problem. That's when you're an addict, like Walt. I'm just kidding, Walt. Love you, buddy. All right, that's the show. Fun times. Tomorrow, we'll get back into more road stories. Amos, thank you for resubscribing, sir. Yes, my man. Thank you for resubscribing for 35 months. with his Amazon Prime. By the way, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free as well. Love you, my sweet, sweet Donna. Love you so much. All right. Scared money don't make money. Yeah, and neither does dumb money. Remember that. It's not scared, it's smart. Thank you, B. Hannon. Good topic on the UFC stuff, man. Good call. Always remember you don't have to bet, right? Ain't that the truth, Walt? All right. Yeah, good call on the UFC topic. I enjoyed that MVP talk, that UFC MVP talk. That was good stuff. I'll try to watch that stuff tomorrow at some point, just to give you my 2 cents on it. But all right, that's the show. I am gonna go make dinner. The wife sent me 3 different recipes. Let's try this for dinner. I was like, okay. Love you, CC. I love all of you so much. I will see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully, no software or hardware issues this time. Okay? In the meantime, do me 3 favors. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, love each other. I will see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Do we want to raid? We haven't done a raid in forever. I just feel like, who is there to raid? Let's see. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, my boy Bash is playing Lego Batman. Okay. Really should have put more thought into this before bringing it up. Well, okay. There's that. All right. So be it. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. And he's making a YouTube video.